Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Itogo Church Stitches. In today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how to make a cargo skirt. If you haven't watched the tutorial on how I made a cargo shirt, I'm going to pin the link to it in the comment section. If this sounds like something you would enjoy watching, let's get straight into the tutorial. The material I'm working with for this cargo skirt is a chinox material. You need about 1.5 yard or 2 yards depending on your size. The yards I'm working with for this tutorial is 1.5 yards. This is the colored zipper I'm working with for the skirt. I'll also be working with a plastic buckle for the skirt. It's sometimes difficult to differentiate the front and back of this chinos material. So this is the front and this is the back. These are the measurements I'll be working with for this skirt. The hip measurements, the waist measurements, and the full length of the skirt. So basically, I'll fold the material with her hip measurement. Her hip measurement is 38 divided by 4 plus 2-inch stitching allowance. So when I divided 38 by 4, I got 9.5 inches, approximately 10 inches plus 2-inch stitching allowance, that is 12 inches. I folded the material once and I'll be marking out 12 inches. All the measurements I'm going to be taking for the skirt are going to fit in this 12 inches. At the same time, I'll be marking out the length of the skirt. The length of her skirt is 20 inches plus 2 inches for hemming, that is folding the down part of the skirt. This part of the skirt I'm cutting out is the back part of the skirt. The front of the skirt is going to be carrying a zipper allowance. After I was done cutting it out, I'm going to mark a line at the back to differentiate the front and the back of the dress. So this is the back of the skirt. The next thing we'll be cutting out is the front of the skirt. So I'm going to get this part and measure if it's up to 22 inches as the length. But unfortunately, it was not up to 22 inches as the length of the skirt. I folded another part of the material and I placed the back of the dress to help me cut out the front faster. The difference between the front and the back when cutting it out is that I'll be marking extra 1 inches to the front where I'm going to add the zip in the skirt. Every other part are going to be cut out exactly except the 1 inches for zip allowance. After cutting, I'll start taking the body measurement right now. So first of all, mark the waist measurement. Her waist measurement is 28 inches. 28 inches divided by 4 will give you 7 inches plus 1 inch stitching allowance, that's 8 inches. So I marked 8 inches there. From her waist point, I'm going to mark down her hip point, which is 8 inches. Under that vertical hip measurement, I'm going to mark her horizontal hip measurement. Remember, after dividing everything, we got 12 inches. And you start taking the measurement from the back, not from the 1 inches for zipper allowance. So I marked 12 inches. And for you to extend the line to the down part, Whatever you get as a hip measurement, you minus 1 inches away from it. So I got 12 inches, I'm going to minus 1 inches. So I marked 11 inches. So from this waist point, I'm going to curve the line just like this. If you have a curve ruler or hip curve, you can work with any of them, but I'm working with a free hand. I'll be dividing the front part of the skirt. I'm going to also mark the 1 inches for the zipper allowance at this part. I'll use my pin to pin the 1 inches for the zipper. After pinning it, I'm going to open up the front this way and get the back. I'll face it right face facing right face. Then I'm going to take the whole measurements needed. I'll go right to my sewing machine and shape the skirt with her measurement. After I was done shaping the skirt, the waist of the skirt is 14 inches. Remember, when you are shaping, you divide her actual measurement by 2 inches, and the hip measurement after shaping is 19 inches. From the hip stitching, I now extended the line to the full length of the skirt. I'm going to be opening up the whole skirt. So after opening up, I'm going to take the measurement of the waist. After measuring the waist of the skirt, I got 30 inches. I cut out a long stripe to use to fold the waist of the skirt. The length is 30 inches and the width is 4 inches. I'll stitch this long stripe to the waist of the skirt so that the waist of the skirt will be neat, cause I won't be adding band to the skirt. After I was done with the stitching, I'm going to make a notch on it. After notching, I'm going to iron it up. The next step now is to add the zip to the skirt. When you want to add the zip to the skirt, remember you left 2 inches at the down part of the skirt for hemming. So that 2 inches, I'm going to mark it out so that I won't forget before adding the zipper. So when stitching the zip, at this end of the zip is going to stop at that part I marked 2 inches. So I'm going to place it just like this. Make sure you are taking 1 inches because we left 1 inches for zip allowance. I'm going to open up this part that I stitched because the zip is going to pass through it. Then I'm going to restitch it back. After I was done adding the zip to the bag, this is how it looks like. So I'm going to be cutting away this excess zip allowance. At this end of the zip, I did not stitch it up fully so that when hemming the down part of the skirt, I'm going to have a space to place it to my machine. I'm going to fold the waist just like this. I'm going to top stitch on it. The reason why I'm top stitching on it is so that this part that I used as a lining for the waist will lap to the waist of the skirt. After top stitching on the waist of the skirt, this is how it looks like. The next thing is to add the pocket to the skirt. So I've already folded the pocket and I ironed the top. This is how it looks like. So the width of the pocket after folding is 6 inches and the length after folding is 7 inches. So before all this folding, the length I cut out is 10 inches and the width I cut out is 10 inches before the folding. I'll be marking the part I'll place the pocket. So I came down by 6 inches from the waist of the skirt. And from the zip, I'm going to mark 1 inches away from the zip. I'll place the pockets just like this and make sure that they are in the same line before I pin it while I go straight to my sewing machine and stitch it up. After stitching it up, this is how it looks like. So the next thing now is to add the pocket cover, which is the flap of the pocket. I'm going to place it on this stitched pocket to mark out the width of the pocket cover. To create the shape on the pocket cover, I'm going to find the center of this pocket cover. At the side, I'm going to mark 2 inches, 2 inches just like this. From that part I marked 2 inches, I'm going to slant the line using my ruler to meet the center of the pocket cover. This is how I'm going to stitch it. I'm not going to stitch everything up. I'm going to leave a small space so that I'll be able to turn it to the front. After turning the pocket cover, I'm going to top stitch on it and iron it up. These are the materials that I folded to use to add the buckle to the skirt. I'll pass this one through this buckle like this and go right on my sewing machine and stitch it up. I'll be adding this pad to the pocket cover. I'm going to first of all pass it through this buckle and then find the center of this pocket cover and place it while I go straight to my sewing machine and stitch it. After I was done working on the pocket, the next thing now is to hem the down parts of the skirt. So we measured out 2 inches for hemming. So I'll be marking that 2 inches while I go straight to my sewing machine and follow the marked 2 inches and fold it. After hemming the down part of the skirt, and I also extended the stitching of the zip. I folded the small piece to add as the belt hood for the skirt. I'll mark 1.5 inches from the waist of the skirt and 3 inches away from the zipper. After I was done stitching up for the belt, I'm going to measure the length of the belt. The length of the belt is 28 inches, which is her waist measurement. So guys, these are the steps I took in making this cargo skirt. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Drop your comments on the comment section below on what next you'll love to see me design. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet subscribed for more beautiful videos like this. Turn on your notification bell to be the first to be notified when I upload new video. Thank you guys for watching and see you all in my next tutorial. Bye.